Hi guys, welcome back to Kessie's Cuisine. Let me satisfy your food cravings with easy and amazing recipes. So it is day Christmas. So for today, let's check what we are going to be making for today from our jar. Today we picked cottage pie. So cottage pie is actually a very warm, comforting Christmas food. Every single spoon of cottage pie tastes like love. So guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make this easy, amazing, delicious recipe. But don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, and I'll see you guys when tomorrow. Bye guys. So to make this beautiful cottage pie is actually so easy. But tell me guys, if you have to choose, will you choose between cottage pie or shepherd's pie? So first off, I'm going to start with my vegetable preps. I am going to cut my carrots. You want to cut them as tiny as they can possibly be, because that's the only thing you're going to be chewing into the food, in the food. Anyway, I'm going to be using some green pepper, and I'm also going to be using half habanero. That is because my cottage pie pan is actually very tiny, like it's just a tiny bowl, and yeah, that's what I wanted to use. I didn't want to do too much. So to a hot pan, I'm going to add in my butter. I would use this dried onion. It is so nice. It gives the same rich fragrance as onions does, but it's just that it is dry and you won't see it in your food. So I added some spring onions. I'm just going to allow that saute, release all the beauty. I'm going to allow that release all these beautiful flavors, and to that I'm going to add my carrots, and I'm going to add in my grounded beef. Now this is a pack of ground beef, and I'm just going to add half a pack because, like I said, I want it to be very tiny. You're going to stir and allow your ground beef turn completely brown. At this point of the video, this is when you want to spice up your filling. I added in some black pepper, some garlic, some all-purpose seasoning. You can freestyle with your herbs however you want. I added in some water to allow my carrots cook properly, and then I am also going to add in some fresh thyme. Oh, I added in my red wine. At this point, you want to add in some red wine, but you want to add a very little red wine because we don't want to get high on dinner. Okay, so I just allow that saute, allow my carrots cook, allow everything cook and marry together, and then I added in my fresh thyme. So you want to adjust your seasoning at this point, and for me I added some more pepper because the first one I added was not giving. This is your filling, this is your food. Do whatever you want, add as much or as little as you want to, definitely up to you. You want to add in some flour, or you can use some cornstarch because you know you're adding it in a pot. So when you want to cut through, you want it to not like scatter or fall off. So that's the purpose for the little flour. So while my filling was completely cooked, it was time for me to make my potato. For my mashed potatoes, I used 2 large potatoes, and when it was completely soft, I am going to match it. I added in some butter, some salt, and then I'm going to add in some cheese, and I'm just going to stir that all together until it is completely smooth. If you want to know how to make mashed potatoes, I have a video on my channel especially for mashed potatoes. So this was my pan for my baking. It's absolutely cute, and I had green and red, just coincidental, or green and orange, but oh my god, I absolutely love them. They are so tiny and they're so cute. Anyway, I filled up my plate with my filling, and then I'm just going to add in that mashed potato on top. I am going to smooth it out, and then I am going to just pipe in some of the mashed potato so just to give it a little bit of design. But if you do not want to do that, because yeah, it can be stressful, but if you don't want to do that, you can just smooth your potato out on your pan, and then you can just give it whatever design that you want to give it. I just wanted to use the piping bag to add in some designs, and when I was done with that, this was what it was looking like. I added in some cheese, or I topped it up with some cheese. I'm also going to top it up with a little bit of that thyme, and I'm going to also add some rosemary on it. So after that, I added that to I placed that in my oven, and I'm going to allow it bake for about 10 to 15 minutes. It is like the food is completely cooked. We just want our cheese to melt on the surface. So this was what it was looking like. I served it with a glass of mocktail, and yeah, this was absolutely delicious. Creamy, smooth outside, hot on the inside. Absolutely fabulous. Like cottage pie is just one food that, oh my god, it's just comforting in the winter, for Christmas. Absolutely amazing dish. So guys, do try this recipe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.